Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. In this channel, we deal on drafting, sewing, and DIY. If this is your first time seeing it, thank you for stopping by, and also thank you to my old subscribers for all your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so that YouTube can keep on recommending it to those who may also want to learn from it. Today's video is the drafting of this beautiful blouse you can see right here, and it has a stylish sleeve. So if this sounds like what you are interested to learn, sit and relax, then enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Welcome again, soulmates. So the first thing you are going to do is rule out your starting line. So on that starting line, go ahead and divide your shoulder measurement by 2 and make a point right there. So on that point, go down by ½ inch. So this will serve as a shoulder slope. So from that ½ inch, I'm going to go down by my armhole length, which is 8 inches. Then from the shoulder, I'm also going to go down by my bust point, which is 10 inches, my under bust, which is 13.5, and my half length, which is 16.5. So the full length of this blouse is 20 inches. So you can make the full length of your blouse to be longer than 20 inches depending on what you want to achieve. I went ahead to label these: the chest line, the bust point, the under bust, the waistline, and the full length. After that, connect your armhole length like this with a straight line. Then for the neck width, I'm going to use 3 inches. Then for the neck depth, I'm using 3 inches. So for this yoke, because this is going to have a yoke at the end of the cutting, so we are not going to be making use of the yoke because the blouse we are following does not have a yoke. So at that shoulder part, I'm going to divide it by 2. So just divide that shoulder line by 2. Then divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches. I divided it by 2. I got 3.5. So you see me placing it on the lines. So after that, I went ahead to connect the points together with a straight line like this. Coming to the bust point, I'm going to connect it also with a slant line to that shoulder line where I made a point, so you can see what we have. So coming to the chest line, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. So you can go up by 1 inch or 1.5 inches depending on how much flesh you are willing to show. So I'm going to rule a line like this. This will serve as the upper chest. So coming to the under bust, towards the center front, I'm going to place 0.75 right there. So you can place 1 inch if you're of a bigger size. Then towards the side, I'm going to place 1.5. If you're of a bigger size, go ahead and place 2 inches. So I'm just going to connect it down to the end of the paper like this. You can see what I have. So coming to the bust point, go down by ½ inch, then you connect from the under bust to the bust point with a slant curve. So don't make this part too curvy so that it will be easy for you to sew them together. Coming to the chest line, I divided my bust measurement by 4. Then at the armhole length, I divided it by 2. Then go in by ½ inch. So I'm just going to connect my armhole curve just like this. So you can see what we have. So coming to the upper chest, we are going to be tightening it to avoid gaping. Just mark 1 inch at both sides as you see me doing like this. So this will help your dress or your blouse to relax properly at the chest area, so that by the time you bend down to pick something, your bust will not pump out, it will not drop down. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to connect this also with a slant curve, like you see me doing like this, all the way to the bust point. So you can see what we have. You can see that the bustier is already coming out. Then coming to the chest line, I went down by ½ inch. So this is going to have a sweetheart neckline. I'm just going to connect this way. After connecting at this part also, I'm going to connect it towards the armhole curve like this. This is just going to be like an off-shoulder blouse. So what I'm going to do right now is I've already divided my bust measurement by 4. Now I'm going to replace that intake at that part. So just go ahead and replace the dart intake. You can see what we have. Now coming to the under bust, divide your under bust measurement by 4. Mine is 7.5. So then you place your tape like this. Then after placing it, what you have there, place it on this other dart leg right here. Then I'll mark my 7.5. Then coming to the waistline, place it this way. Then you place it on the other dart leg and mark your waist measurement divided by 4. At the hem of the paper, I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4. Then what I have was 10.5. I will place it there as you can see me doing right there. After doing this, I'm just going to connect all these points together. So towards the hip area, I'm going to curve it a little like this from the waistline. So you can see what we have at that part. So now I went ahead to alight all these parts that will be needed with my marker. So all these parts that I'm alighting is what we are going to be needing for the stitching down of this blouse. Coming to the side, so I went up by 2.5 to get that side shape that will give my blouse a little bit of fitting. So you can leave it straight if you wish to, but according to the thumbnail we are following, you can see that there is a curve at the side. So after that, go ahead and indicate your patterns. After indicating, cut it out. So just watch the way I'm cutting it so that you'll be able to cut yours. So like I said earlier, the yoke will not be needed. So after cutting, guys, this is what we have. We have the center front and the side front. So I'm going to use this front piece to draft out the back piece. Before placing the paper, mark out your zip allowance line. So after marking on that line, place the center front like you see me doing like this. You also place the side, so you make sure the darts between them are close together. I'm sorry that that part was cut off. I did not know that it was not recording. So what I did is I'm just trying to illustrate it. Like I said earlier, place it on that zip allowance line and make sure these parts are closed down like this. Don't make them lap on each other. Just bring them close to each other. Then after that, you are going to just cut it out at the side. So the back, we off exactly our armhole length. So that is what you can see. So the back is going to start from the chest line. So that is what I have right there. So you can see what I did. So every other thing is the same. I went ahead to place this on my fabric towards the center front. You can see that there is opening at that part. So I'm going to add ½ inch at that area because the picture on the thumbnail we are following, there is an opening at the middle of the front. I went ahead to add 1/2 inch round the center front pattern, and also at the side front I added 1/2 inch round. Then coming to the side, I added 1.5 stitching allowance, and also to the back pattern I added 1/2 inch round. Then at the side I added 1.5 inches stitching allowance. So coming to the sleeve parts, I've cut out this fabric, and to get the width for this fabric, what you are going to do is you are going to measure what you have from the under bust up to the top. So this is after when you must have finished joining all the patterns together. You are done with the sewing of your blouse. So that is when you are going to take this measurement. Since I'm going to also add this sleeve at the back, so I'm going to times it by 2, so which I got 13 inches. So 6.5 at the front, 6.5 at the back. So I added 1 inch stitching allowance to it. For the length, I cut out 10 inches on fold, so you can see. So when open is 20 inches. So this part I'm also going to sew it down, and this part I'm going to leave it open. After stitching it down, this is what I have. So this open part, I'm going to turn it over to the right side through that part, so you can see what I have. So go ahead and iron it properly. So after doing that, I'm going to illustrate to you guys on how to attach the sleeve with this dress I've made. So guys, from the center front, go ahead and mark 6 inches, as you can see me doing. So coming to the seam, so from that seam, go in by 1 inch towards the front area. You can see towards the front. Then from that seam again, you go in by 1 inch towards the back area. You can see what I'm doing. So what I have now is 1 inch here and 1 inch also at this part. Then this is 6 inches. So after doing this, I'm going to place my sleeve this way like this. So you can see, just open it up like this and place it on that 6 inches point I made earlier. So I'm just going to pin this down. So after pinning it down, you can see what I have. Now go ahead and pleat all this excess at this part until it gets to that 1 inch you came in from the seam of the dress. So you can see, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, just watch what I'm doing, you will get it. Like seriously, I don't like these fancy pins. These pins are really annoying. You can see the way I'm struggling with this pin. After battling with the pins, you can see what I'm still doing. I'm just trying to pleat at that area. So after I'm done pleating, this is what it looks like, guys. You can see how it's beautiful. Now just hold the sleeve this way like this and turn it towards the back. Now I'm going to do it again. Just watch me right now. I'm going to hold it this way, then flip it over to the back like this. So on that 1 inch, just going to place this sleeve like this. You can see what I'm doing. Then you pin it down. I'm not going to get any of this fancy pin again, as in like I'm done with fancy pins. I'm going to go back to that normal little pins that we normally use. You can see what I'm doing. I'm still gathering up all those excess at that part towards the back area like this. So just make sure you pleat them neatly. Make sure they are neatly done. Just take your time. So I will advise you to always pin down. I used to say this in most of my tutorials. I advise sewmates, even professionals, to pin before stitching. It helps a lot. So after pinning, just go ahead and stitch it up at this part and at this part. So after stitching, go ahead and turn it inward like this to the right side. So this is what I have. After turning out, this is what it's going to look like. So guys, you can see how beautiful this sleeve is looking. This is how beautiful the sleeve is. I'll go ahead and attach the other one off camera after this tutorial, because I'm still contemplating what sleeve I'm going to use for this blouse. I have a lot of detachable sleeve for this blouse. So guys, this is what the inside is looking like. You can see how neat and clean this sleeve is looking like. You can see how beautiful it came out. So thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share this video. See you in my next video. Bye.
Talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my